Hey everyone, I will be presenting my persuasive speech about dance can be considered a sport. So what do you think about when you think about dance? Well, many people probably think of turning on their toes or even dressing up in a tutu. But is it really that simple? No. Many people do not consider a dance as a sport. So let me ask where you stand towards this question. Yes, sports are very competitive these days, but there is no reason for you to think that dance can't be considered a sport, if basketball and baseball are considered a sport too. Being a dancer for 10 years has shown me that dance is just as hard as any other game that is considered a sport. According to Philadelphia News, a sport is a combination of four basic elements. These elements being physical effect, physical skill, scoring, and events. So sports such as basketball and softball or sports shouldn't dance be considered one too. Some people are not familiar with what makes dancing a sport, such as the hard work, practice, and competition you put into it. Many people simply just know a little knowledge about dance, which increases their opinion on dance not being the sport. But I'm going to change their minds about his speech, and hopefully yours too. In many cases, dancers have to put in a lot of hard work to become better at dancing. A football player somebody told me about, one of my dance friends said that the football player took dance classes since 2009, and his name is Stephen McGlandon. He also played for the Steelers. He is the defense tackle from the New York Jets. And my friend also told me that this player ended up nothing, that the Valley plays classes were the hardest thing he ever done. Football players proving that the dance is hard should show some of you tough guys how hard dance can really be. According to CBS News, Alex Collins is 23 years old, running back for the Baltimore Ravens, took hours dance lessons. He was surprised at how hard dancing lessons work. Now he really says Irish dance was a secret to the football success. And he was also on his toes so many times, and he feels like his caves are huge. He feels like the Hulk from the Irish dance. Have any experience with dance? I know that you have to put in a lot of hard work to be a great dancer. You have to practice almost every day of the week, just like any other sport. I have danced one day a week, sometimes even on the weekends. Basketball players, tennis players, etc. have to work hard to become better at the sport they play. Dancers have to work extremely hard to get their perfect, their splits, beautiful, their dances together, and even more. People do not realize that it doesn't just take 2 seconds for a dancer to be good at what they do. So the dancers put into a hard work they do, but also in more practice they think, if the society would think it correctly. Other sports have to practice to make it easier, and dancing takes a lot of practice. My studio would have at least one day a week, I said, and maybe more. Some days consistent of being at the studio right after school too late at night. Maybe more. According to Brent, ooh, Siebert, dancers have personalities and an imagination that makes all practice and work hard look easy, which is pretty cool. Dancers have to simply work hard as well as other sports, which just another reason dance can be considered a sport. Practicing and working hard strengthens dancers that their bodies can dance better, which practicing and working out more dancers can dance longer and their stamina can increase as well as their balance. Dancers have to practice all different styles of dance, whether that is ballet, point, tap, contemporary, jazz, or even more. Dancers have to be able to dance on stage with one style, then dance in another style with a different style or emotion. So, do you think dance isn't a sport? Without practice, dancers could simply not perform. A soccer player practice to better at kicking the ball for the game, so dancer has to practice in order to perform well. Well, people tend to say that dance isn't a sport because dancers do not compete. But get this, dancers know fat compete as have recitals probably once a year or even twice a year. And then competition can be anywhere from 3 to like 8. So